It's Sunday night. You might be down about your favorite NFL team out of the playoffs. It's cold. It's a polar vortex. Came out of a blizzard. You're going into a blizzard. Forget about all of that because the weekend continues here on Sportswire Radio with a slew of stars coming up for Saturday's IMF New Year's Vengeance show. And there is no better way than to start off these slew of stars coming on here tonight than speak with one man. Well, it is his platform, and he is a hardcore god, and he's going to address a number of things. And another man that calls himself a god killer and a longtime familiar face here in Sportswire Radio. I could see the head shaking already. So, ladies and gentlemen, get to it here on Sportswire Radio, where all wrestling matters. Let's talk about two of those stars here coming up in this triple threat match for that IMF Hardcore Championship. And to kick things off for us before we get those intros, let's go into it. So with wait for it. Further ado here on the Sports Report. Number one, global sports show with first, they so-called call him the God Killer, the new Messiah, Nicholas Crenson, and the seventh member of the Sportswire Radio's Hall of Fame, the first ever IMF Hardcore Champion. It's his show after all, and his name is the Hardcore God and the Boogeyman of the Midwest. And Blake! Gentlemen, what's going on a Sunday night?
You know, it never gets old being on sports. It never gets old with the introductions either. But you know what? I feel like you kind of wasted too much time talking about this guy under me. But more about me.
I want to address something real quick.
I
think, actually, I want to address something real quick. I want to go right off the top here. I actually want to address something that I may or probably said. I'm sure it's out there on the tape from yesterday's show, and I want to actually go right to the heart here. I want to go straight up with this. If I implied that our guest yesterday that was inducted into the Hall of Fame, Chris Craven, was the reason IMF was going into 400-seat venues, the reason the IMF is going into 400-seat venues is the thousands of fans that subscribe on the IMF's YouTube page, the thousands of fans on the IMF Instagram, Facebook pages, and, well, most importantly, since it's your show, Omen Black and everybody else that's going to be on this card coming up this Saturday. So let's go right straight to the jugular because we like to do things on Sportswire Radio a certain way. So I'm going to go hit the nail. I'm going to make sure we take that out of the park and forget about that if that was the case. The real reasons that the IMF is going to where it is, well, because of pretty much the people that are going to be on this card and, well, yourself and everybody else. So let's put that out there so we have that to bed. But obviously, Omen Black and Nicholas Crenson. You know, Nicholas Crenson, obviously, we're going to see somebody else here on this card upcoming in your match here. Some guy, Kodak Kid, who obviously you both know a little bit, especially you, Mr. Crenson. But Omen Black, I see you here folding your hands. I see, you know, you're really riled up here because you're in a match where, you know, a lot of people right now are expecting you maybe to go up against some other people that might be hardcore kings or hardcore gods, and we'll get to those people. But for those that are listening and watching on Sportswire Radio, where all wrestling matters here, set the tables for us what we can expect since it's your show, but most importantly, the show that people live are going to see you, especially 400 people. Saturday coming, New Year's Vengeance against Nicholas Crenson, the new Messiah, and the WCE All-Out Champion, Kodak Kid.
You know, I won this belt facing true competition, like the best of the best in Matthew Forsaken. Also, indie star and probably the best in the Midwest, so-called, Damian Saint. And now I'm humbly defending it against someone like Kodak Kid and especially Nicholas Crenson, a guy who just recently won a title last year. And oh, wait, 2 months later, that dry spell came back.
Oh,
Before you answer me, Crenson, why don't you put some posture on how you're sitting? I don't like how you're sitting like Stephen Hawking in his wheelchair. Sit up, son. Talk to me like a man.
Okay, watch your tone, kid.
Make me watch my tone.
And secondly, yes, I lost my title after winning it 2 months later because somebody cashed in on me. You kind of can relate because you had a hard match and you got cashed in on and lost the title once.
You know what? I made my cash in look good. Even when I lost, I made it look good. You just kind of just took some spankings from a kendo stick. So, can we really relate? I don't think so.
No, but we're gonna not necessarily relate, but we're gonna get a chance to get get our aggression out on each other. Next Saturday, it's a triple threat fans bring the weapons match for that IMF hardcore title. And yes, I did call it a consolation prize, but that's only because any time you've held a world title, any title after that does sort of become a consolation prize. But you, I know, I'm going to give you this. You are the toughest son of a bitch I have met in IMF. And I know I'm in for hell. So, Omen, this Saturday, I expect you to beat the living hell out of me, but I hope you are not expecting this to be a walk in the park in any way, because I will teach you the difference between pain and the difference between suffering.
Let me ask you though a
So, let me
question.
get
Let
this
me ask you a
straight.
question. One quick question, Omen. I want to go to Nicholas Crenson because Omen Black, you
Go
said
ahead.
something though that was very interesting because we all knew Nicholas Crenson. It was kind of maybe the punchline, the joke. We had a lot of fun with it. Unfortunately, at your expense for a long time, for the better part of a year and a half, until this past late spring into summer, you finally won your first championship in 17 years. But then right afterwards, you lost the championship. You lost that RCW Underground Championship. So, I mean, is there a believability factor that you could once again win a championship, nonetheless, against the man right now that a lot of people in the world of wrestling, especially hardcore and deathmatch wrestling, guys like, I don't know, Jimmy Controversy, Hardcore, Mikey Anarchy, for examples, would maybe like to test their skills against instead of, let's say, the believability factor of you walking away here in a tall task, as some would say, to reclaim another championship.
Here's the thing, Tom, about winning championships. That part, and even Omen will have to agree, is that the easy part is winning the championship. The harder part is defending it. And do I think I'm going to walk right through and just take that title off of Omen? No, I do not. I am not that freaking stupid. I know what kind of wrestler Omen is. I know what kind of deathmatch wrestler Omen is.
You've seen him
So
in
if I
an IMF ring before. You've actually been there. You've seen what he brings to the table. You know it better than anybody. You've seen him in a WCE ring. You've seen in that locker room what he's done. This is a man, Omen Black, that has been traveled all over the place. I've seen him in my screens in XCW. I saw what he did to a fellow Hall of Famer in Justin Parsley, the third member of the Sportzwire Radio Hall of Fame. I've seen what he's did in ROEW. I've seen what Omen Black has done all across the Midwest, figuratively and literally. In fact, I've seen what Omen Black has done so much that there's even some companies that also have three initials that are in another part of the country that they're so afraid of this man that they really don't want anything to do with him at all. In fact, they've even said don't even talk with him. That's how afraid they are right now of this hardcore god.
And I'm going to kind of give Omen his credit here, because out of everybody in the foundation, he is the toughest pound for pound member, and that is saying something, because I've been in the ring with Omen, I've been in the ring with Soldier, I've been in the ring with Jovi numerous times, but Omen, I will give this. You are the toughest son of a bitch I've ever been in the ring with so far. And no, I'm not thinking this is going to be easy. But there is one thing that is just bothering me right now, and I think even Omen can say this, is we have two parts of a main event match right here, and we are missing one of them because they're too busy to get on their phone or get on their thing to be a champion like Omen is and actually show up to an
maybe,
interview.
guys, that other part to the piece, maybe that person, I guess, maybe they're admitting that, you know what, maybe they should reevaluate their plans. Maybe they should, instead of thinking about crossing the different states, maybe they should consider staying in Wisconsin. Maybe they want to watch the Packers instead of taking a beating that they may never get over. Maybe those are points I should bring up to both you gentlemen.
I would say that.
I'm going to say this right now. Kodak Kid knows exactly what he's got himself into on the 20th. He knows for a fact he can't keep up with me on talking one-on-one. Crenson can barely do it himself. See, that's your champion, Crenson. That's your champion, Wisconsin. Kodak Kid. I might be the consolation champion, like you want to call it. Hey, I'm talking. I'll let you talk for. You were basically brown-nosing me the whole time.
Wait. I gotta correct you. Technically the champion for WCE. Yeah, Kodak's a champion. He's the mid champion.
Wait. She's the all-out champion, though.
That's not the world title, and I can't believe people keep on forgetting that. The world title in WCE will always be the one that people fight for, the one I put my fucking head on the line for. Is the Interstate.
All right, well, before you do anything,
the RCW champion, because I want to say this. You want to talk about all the accomplishments that I've done in the ring. It's not like you're a fan, but you know what? I think it's just pure jealousy because I've been something that you haven't, and that's world champion.
Well,
but now you want to come into my world, you want to come into my ring and test me what I do best with your little friend Kodak Kid, which is fine. I get it. You want to ride my coattails to be relevant. I get it. But listen, on the 20th, those coattails you're going to be riding are going to be nothing but full of blood, violence, agony, and pure, plain old simple tears will you guys shed after I walk away the 20th. Hey, look at Damian Saint. I made him cry. Haven't seen him since, have we?
I haven't heard a single thing about him. I definitely haven't, but I do want to tell people, speaking of pictures of perfections, if you actually want to go out there and buy a ticket, you still have that opportunity here, because at January the 20th in the Palo Community Center, the IMF will hold New Year's Vengeance, and this venue will accommodate 400 seats. So it'll be not me selling the tickets. It won't be Chris Craven selling the tickets. It'll be the people out there that want to go buy those tickets to see the likes of Omen Black, Nicholas Crenson, and Kodak Kid, the third participant here in this match for Omen Black. It's his show after all. It's also the IMF show, and he's also their hardcore champion, their first ever hardcore champion. And if you want to follow and find out more information on buying a ticket, you can do that right here, very simply here on the IMF YouTube page and Facebook. We'll also have an announcement toward the end of the show. We've got a few more minutes with these guys. We have a slew of stars here. Let me run into some comments here before we let you guys speak for a few more minutes, because we have a number of matches and a number of people to promote here. I don't know what this means, but I'll say hi. How you doing, Ron Franklin? I hope you're doing well.
I know exactly who that was.
Okay, well, I appreciate that you tuned in.
It's my son.
Oh,
It's,
hi.
Omen
Well,
Jr.,
I'm
I
a big
guess.
fan of yours, and I want to say to your son, thank you for letting me be here on this platform, especially after what I may have said yesterday. I'm very lucky to still be on this platform. Now, I did say, by the way, now somebody can roll that tape. About 2 weeks ago, I would say there's a possibility I would get canceled on Sportswire, and apparently that could have happened yesterday. We say hello to Craven, Chris Craven, that is the 15th member of our Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. I see this guy, Zach
The
Huff.
real Craven. Oh.
I don't know if he's the real Craven. I know that he's one of the Cravens, and I see a guy, Zach Huff, has messaged me. Zach, I'm on Sportswire Radio right now. You can't actually come on the podcast. Thank you very much. Yes, how you doing there, my friend? Thank you for tuning in. Adonis Felios, the Drip King, and yes, I say hello to you, Turd. Thank you for saying hello twice. It's Omen's show. It's not my show, and at this point, like I said, I'm lucky I still am on Sportswire show. So thank you very much for that. I'm actually having fun with this in a way, but I do want to actually make that. Yeah, I will continue to put that record straight through the entire evening. I'll even go so overboard on it. Happy birthday, yes, to Alan Michaels. We wish him well. Thank you, Alan, for coming on. How you doing, Jules NYC out there? Thank you for tuning in. Craven says, sound like you mean it. I think Crenton's giving us his reasons why. Speaking of people, Omen Black, you're going to see again on Encounters episode 11. We have here Justin Parsley, the third member of our Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. How you doing there? Also, what's up, Justin? Hello to the most handsome man interviews, which would mean Omen Black. Yeah, it's what actually Jules confirmed. I told you, Jules confirmed it. Evening, Michael. I think Omen dented my face during the open match, open hands. Also here, speaking of hardcore people we addressed, the hardcore king of Sportswire Radio, the Atomic Titan.
I want to say something.
Say something about him. Go ahead.
You know, I want to issue an actual challenge to Atomic Titan.
You do?
You know, Summer Bash has a lot of possibilities, a lot of potential. And see, why not have a match consistent of all hardcore kings and hardcore gods? And hell, maybe other people can join. But why don't we have a match to settle who is, in fact, the true hardcore god? Now, I'm officially challenging Atomic Titan, but if anyone else wants to get on it, the train, the more the merrier. But Atomic, why don't you show up to Summer Bash? And I guarantee you, I'll show you why my hardcore championship is way over your hardcore championship.
Interesting. Maybe, just maybe, that's something there people might want to see, and maybe some other hardcore stars out there might want to certainly pay attention. And certainly, since Mr. Titan knows a couple of them, and a few of them he's even shared a locker room with. That's a quick plug here.
Let me say it.
Mm-hmm.
Mikey Anarchy, hit me up.
Yeah. You know what, Mikey Anarchy? I think that would be something a lot of people would want to see. I mean, you showed us your back. It looked like connect the dots, but have you seen someone like Omen Black, a hardcore god? I don't know. I'm just saying, but I do only have a certain amount of time with you guys, and I got to pull over to my next spot. Yes, hello, Justin. Hello, yep, blah, 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 blah. Let me go to any real comments here, not real comments, but in terms of anything with this. Oh, Omen, for you, should he accept? I don't know.
Why don't you ask yourself that? Should I accept? Should I stop being a coward from everyone else, calling me out being a hardcore king like I want to be self-proclaimed? But you know what, Titan, I get it. If you don't want to face true competition, you can go ahead face that Joker you faced in season finale.
So the Grim Reaper Joe Anderson, not impressed with the Grim Reaper Joe Anderson then? Okay.
Who?
The Grim Reaper Joe Anderson? That ring a bell? Well, he beat him. Listen, he beat him.
Never heard of him.
Well, you know what? We'll certainly move on from that. I'm sure Mr. Titan will come back onto Sportswire real soon. And Jules is bowing down to. Okay, in the interest of time, and I know I have another spot coming in. I believe I have Dirty Donnie, Levi McDaniel, and we're going to get Remington Stryker on to talk about the tag team situation in a few minutes. So those guys hang on tight. Then right afterwards, we'll have the resident rock star Sean Jovi, I believe, will be here. He'll talk about his match where his open challenge was accepted. So we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But let me go with you first, Omen, then Crenson. Omen Black, is there one or two things that you want to say before the 20th of January to Nicholas Crenson? And even if he's out there, Kodak Kid, the WC All-Out Champion.
You know, if there's one thing I want to say to these two, I want to say you're welcome. You're welcome because you're going to join a list of true competition that I've beaten and conquered. Let's go down the list. First off, Anthony Steele.
Who?
Beat him. Where's he been? Nowhere.
I don't know.
Matthew Forsaken. I've beaten him so many goddamn times I can't keep count. Solo GP. I ended his world title reign and became world champion. Jordan Nets. Let's talk about Damian Saint. Let's talk about Chalk. True indie competitors. And now you get to join that list. Me personally, I don't think you're worthy to be on that list. But you know what? I just couldn't let someone run their mouth about me constantly like you and Kodak Kid on Sportswire. So you're welcome. That's all you're going to see until the 20th.
Nicholas Crenson, let me ask you a question here. What would it mean to you to be the IMF Hardcore Champion?
Thank you, Tom. IMF Hardcore Champion. It'll be the first hardcore title I've held in almost 20 years. And really, it just sounds like it's going to be fun. But that's more fun for me than Kodak or Omen. And Omen, do yourself a favor. Tell your kid not to watch this because they're going to see their dad get hurt in ways they've never seen before.
Crenson, you're doing something that's you don't want to do this, Crenson. I'm gonna promise you right now, you don't want to do this. So this boundary you're about to go over, might as well stop yourself. I'm doing this as a warning to you. So go ahead, think real hard, Stephen Hawking, with your fucking posture like this. Think real long and hard if you want to go down this road.
Omen, I am going to hurt you. So don't think I'm scared. So if you want to, you have that extended, caution to me, I'm just going to fucking kick down the door. Let's have a war, buddy. It's only fun that way.
You know what? Just maybe the shots have been fired. This is one of many reasons you want to go out to the Palo Community Center, January the 20th. Only $10. Think about it. You go out to a movie, you go out to a football game, you go out to dinner, you park the car. All of that costs 2-3 times more, 10 times full. All you have to do and prove to us why you support the IMF, why you want to go out and see the number one company out there around right now, maybe in all of the United States when it comes to underground wrestling and beyond, because they're in a 400-seat venue. It wasn't because of me and of making them in a 400-seat venue. It wasn't because of Chris Craven. It wasn't for anybody else. Craven Rage. It's you, the people. You put them here. Now let's make them go tenfold more. We'll certainly see what happens here. Let me get to closing thoughts here because I got a lot of people that we're going to pop on here to make sure that we get all the people out to go out there. I'll say hello to another number of different people that are tuned in. BYCW. Yes, we give you the eyeballs. But Omen Black, it's your show, so I'm going to give you the closing thoughts first. And I'm sure people all over the world are going to be listening to what the hardcore god, the 7th member of the Sportswire Radio's Hall of Fame, is going to say. The floor is yours, champ. It's your show. Fire away.
Crenson, I really hope weather permits you to show up on the 20th. Because now you got me excited for this match. See, at the first, I was like, really got to waste my time beating a Joker who doesn't know what to do in the ring, who doesn't know how to move, who doesn't know have been world champion, who's not worthy. And then, speaking of you, see, you run your mouth a lot. And I'm happy that I get to be the man to shut you the fuck up. By how? You know, Staples can do it. Barbed wire can do it. Glass could do it. Hell, maybe my fucking fist will fucking do it. On the 20th, I'm going to walk out IMF Hardcore Champion. And I guarantee you that mat will be soaked in your blood.
Nicholas Crenson, you very well could be the appetizer before the likes of Atomic Titan, Mikey Anarchy, Hardcore, maybe even some guy, Jimmy Controversy. But give me your closing thoughts first. Tell me what you want to say to rebut, and the floor is yours, my friend. Fire away, and cannot wait to watch you on the 20th.
Omen, you are more than likely correct. My blood will be staining that mat, but so will Kodak's and so will yours, because this isn't going to be as easy as it was when you won the title.
This is nothing that you've done, though. You have never stepped in my world.
Oh, I've been in your world a long time ago.
Where? When?
Just remember.
As I recall, the first time I did it, or the first time you stepped in my world, what happened? Oh, that's right. I EBK'd you in a pile of tacks. My tag team partner, what? Didn't he make you bleed during that match?
And?
That's just a little dusting. That's just a light dusting.
And? What's your fucking point, kid?
Why don't you go in your other room and make yourself bleed again like you did last time you're on Sportzwire?
I don't need to play those games anymore with you. All I'm going to say is I'm going to take your title. I'm going to make you bleed. And I'm going...
You sound like
I'm going to make your family concerned about you. Which I guess they already are.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, did Nicholas Crenson get into the mind of Omen Black, or did he cross a line that he may never come back from? We're going to find out this Saturday. And if you want to go buy a ticket, you want to go support the IMF, we've put the link up, the banner up right there. Facebook.
By the way, before we get off, Damian Saint, I know you're watching this, but I really hope you watch New Year's Vengeance. You know, I even bought a ticket for you, so let's see if you accept it.
We're going to certainly find out. And before we sign off and bring our next participants in, yes, Hardcore God Omen Black. Also, Craven says the Batman voice for Nicholas Crenson, but I don't think Batman's going to be here Saturday, the 20th of January. We'll say hello to Mephisto in a little while, and we'll also say hello to Mr. TBK. Thank you, gentlemen. We wish you a lot of luck. I think a lot of people are going to be excited about this match, and something tells me, regardless, I think that this is going to be an early appetizer to what's to come for some other supposed hardcore giants of this sport in the first week of July at Summer Bash down there in Ohio. Gentlemen, best of luck, and we'll certainly see you soon. And Omen, I know I'll definitely see you real soon because it's your show.
Thanks, Tom. Prince, you're fucking dead.
All right, let's bring on our next participants here. We're going to move off Nicholas Crenson. We're going to move off Omen Black. I just can't do that, unfortunately, just yet. That's certainly the magic. Oh, there we go. We popped you off. Now we've got more people here. Another match here. Let's go one. Where's there we go. Two. 3. And now we're going to move off because I don't think I have Mr. Striker's tag team opponent. But Mr. Striker, are you there? I just want to let you know that you might be one away. Yes, I know you're a happy man because the Chiefs won, but you're going to be in the ring coming up here this Saturday at New Year's Vengeance, and Dirty Donnie and Levi McDaniel. Guys, how you doing? And thank you, Mr. Dirty Donnie, on management for let me break the fourth wall again for letting me know something that we're going to probably have a lot of fun with to rectify throughout the night. But gentlemen, we'll see what happens here. And Remington Striker, I'm going with you first because I haven't seen you in a while. I know you might be certainly focused on Taylor and Travis, but you're going to be in the ring next Saturday, Palo Community Center, and tell us why you're going to retain those tag team championships against Levi the Fourth McDaniel and Dirty Donnie.
First of all, fuck Taylor Swift. Okay.
Well, I certainly would have to let Travis Kelce do some of those things.
Okay. Listen.
I was trying to be funny.
Oh, I know he's trying to be funny, but you're talking to winners here. Okay. Talking to winners.
Well, fair play, but tell me why then you're going to retain those tag team championships for Saturday. Tell me
talking
why.
to winners. Okay.
I see it. Pretty belts.
Oh,
it's one of the pretty belts.
Hey, Dirty, what happened the last time we were in the ring together? What happened the last time?
Before?
Oh, wait.
Hey, it's funny.
I walked out with this. I walked out with this, didn't I?
You did. Hey, Dirty can admit that what happened the time before at Rage in the Cage. I walked out with that, didn't I?
You needed a steel chair to beat me.
Oh, I need a steel chair. You're right. A couple zip ties, tie your damn buddies up. Who needed that third person this time?
Oh, see, it wasn't really a third person.
Okay.
It was just that somebody was getting tired of somebody else's shit.
Was you guys winning the titles? I think the shock factor is that you got everybody at High V to get off to come watch it, so you had a fan section, my man.
That was more than anybody at High V, buddy. That was actually actual fans of mine. Actual fans of mine.
Hey, I'm glad you got it. And like I said, I'll be the first. Me and Kron couldn't get it done. That's right.
Right.
And it's kind of hard when it's 1, V2, V3.
It wasn't 1 V3, but it was perfect timing. And and the thing was, I gave Elijah the nod, and I said, "Hey, now's the time. If it's going to be any time, it's going to be now." And you know what? He acknowledged the nod, and he said, "You know what? I'm done with Felix because he was just dragging dead weight with Felix."
Hey,
all right.
Why are you talking about last time? Why the fuck would you still be talking about last time? Because the only time that matters is this time. Palo, Iowa on the 20th. You stupid idiot. That don't mean shit. Tom, was I in the ring last time?
Let me ask the challengers, conversely, this question. Obviously, Mr. Striker has said a lot. He's certainly going to talk about his track record, all that stuff. But tell us here, for those that are listening and watching, and those that are going to be there at the Palo Community Center coming up just 6 days from now, why you guys are going to become the next IMF Tag Team Champions.
Tom, I don't care about the champions. All I care about is ripping the throats out of these two idiots. You see, Dirty and Donnie and myself, we're going to go out there and have fun. But you know what's more important than those belts? What's more important is all those fans in Palo, Iowa coming to see IMF for the first time. And what they're going to see is going to be the most insane, the most sick, the most off the chain IMF matches. Because I'm going to fucking eat your brains out, buddy. That's why.
Okay. All right.
You keep talking about last match. I wasn't in the ring, was I?
No, you were somehow on the outside though, influencing. But
you're about to get an influence right here up your ass, son.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about a
guy.
I'll up your fork one. I got me a nice little pry bar right here.
Mr. Striker, I'm going to cut you off respectfully for a second. Am I imagining something, Mr. McDaniel? I've seen a lot on Sportswire. We had one wrestler, quote unquote, pull a gun out a couple weeks ago, but you've got that fork there. Can I imagine that fork is not going to be for eating purposes on Saturday, but maybe for...
Oh, Tom, that's where you're wrong, Tom. It's going to be for eating pleading purposes, absolutely, because Striker right there and that innocent little boy, Jason Myers, you see, I'm going to deep fat fry their fucking assholes and I'm going to eat it with this fork, Tom. That's what's going to happen on the 20th.
Eat our assholes?
That's what's
that's right.
deep fat fried, Tom.
The fifth on that, I'll certainly. I know we said some things yesterday. I'm going to respectfully plead the fifth on that one, but
deep fat fried. Deep fat fried.
I think people.
Well, I'm going to pry that fork away from your fucking hands. If you try.
I certainly see why they call you the dirty haters for a reason, but Dirty Donnie, tell me, in your opinion, why you guys are going to settle some scores and take those tag team championships on the 20th of January.
It's like this, Tom. I first want to address, me and Kron couldn't get it done, But here's the thing. Dirty is not a quitter. If Dirty was a quitter, he wouldn't be Mr. 100, okay? So on that note, I look at my statement. I know Soldier's got something going, okay? Owen's got something going. So who do you go and get? You go and get the craziest son of a bitch you can find in the foundation. And you want to, that's not up for debate. That's just what it is, all right? You know what it is, my man, all right? Now, why do I think that the foundation and the Dirty Monsters, we're going to walk in there and walk out champions? Well, it's simple. This guy needed so much help at Winter Clash. All right, just look back at it. And then he's always been slimy. If you want to look back at anything, he's always been slimy.
Slimy bastard. Slimy bastard. Slimy bastard.
He's a goddamn ferret. He has no backbone.
We didn't need a help. Why don't you go ask Mr. Nets what his true motivation was? We didn't ask for his help. We just knew it was a good time coming. And you know what?
You remind me of Luchasaurus and Christian, bud. I don't know who's the champion.
All that matters is somebody went up for a choke slam and somebody came down and somebody walked out tag team champions. That's all that matters.
Are you telling me basically that from your vantage point in the record books, it doesn't matter how the win was earned? You earned that victory, and that's why you're the tag team or one half of the tag team champions right now.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
That's what I'm saying. On the rope. Because Dirty's not going to acknowledge he needed a chair to beat me in a singles match for 100%. He's not going to acknowledge that my partner had to be zip tied to a goddamn post to beat me.
Oh, I acknowledge it. I acknowledge you. Damn right. We had to do what we had to do. It was 2-on-3 at Rage in the Cage. What do you think? Of course. Yeah. We're not idiots. This is a foundation, my man. We didn't get
idiots for accepting that goddamn match.
By quitting. And I tell you what, that's the reason we're going to walk away with them titles, but we got heart. We know what we're doing, and we don't need slimy bastard running in, taking care of our light work because we can get it done.
Slimy bastard coming in. He was in the match. He just happened to be sick of his partner, and it fell into why.
We're going to leave the deep fried stuff. We're going to leave the utensils out just for 1 second to plug one more time. This coming Saturday, New Year's Vengeance. You can go out and buy a ticket. There are actually still a few tickets left available. I have an announcement on my behalf at the end of the show. I'm going to make an announcement on my behalf on Sportzwire Radio to actually show our support for the event. Stay tuned for that toward the end of the show. But in the meantime, if you do want to buy a ticket, if you want to support and like the IMF, you most certainly want to do that. Facebook, Iowa Midwest Federation, YouTube, IMF Wrestling 666, and definitely go out there because I'm telling you, this is going to be the show you're going to want to see. This is the big show of the year right now. It's in January. Everybody's thinking about, what my tax bill's coming in. Everybody's down about my NFL team out of the playoffs. Everybody's thinking about the blizzards, the cold, the polar vortexes. Forget about all of that because January the 20th is just 6 short days away. And get this, ladies and gentlemen, for only $10 can get you to a front row seat of a who's who of main eventers, a who's who of champions, a who's who of stars from tomorrow that you're going to see dominate not only throughout the Midwest, but the entire wrestling scene. The IMF is an example of why all wrestling matters. And again, it's not me who's going to go out there and sell these tickets. It's not even these guys on this card. It's going to be you, the people. So not only do you buy one ticket, go get all your friends to come out, get your family, get everybody else. Go out and knock on those doors. Go out to those stores. Get everybody out because I promise you this is going to be the event, not only of January, but the event of the year, 2024, New Year's Vengeance, and for those tag team championships. It's the Dirty Haters versus Dirty Donnie and Levi McDaniel. And Levi McDaniel, I can assure you, is no Darkron. He's got an experienced track record. He's been a champion. He's been out there in the pros. And Dirty Donnie's got a guy that's going to give Remington Stryker a run for his money. You know, Taylor and Travis can only take you so far. That Chiefs Kingdom, you're going to need them. But it's not about me. It's about these guys. In the interest of time, because we're going to get our next match to promote here in a few minutes, I want to go to give you guys one or two rebuttals to each other, then to closing thoughts. Let me go here first with Dirty Donnie and Levi McDaniel. I'm going to give you the opportunity to tell Remington Stryker one or two final reasons as to why you guys are going to come out victorious and win those IMF Tag Team Championships this Saturday.
Well, first of all, like I said, you know, this match is going to be straight up. As far as I know, Tom, this match is going to be straight up. Okay. Oh, yeah, exactly. So, you know, there's not going to be no outside interference. There's not going to be people turning on people, because I know me and Levi, we're like this, my man. You know what it is. So, and here's the thing. These guys, they don't even deserve to be champions. I mean, let's be honest. This guy right here, he needs to go back to the goddamn nursing home is what he needs to do. He probably fucking is AWOL right now.
Tom, Tom, I'll tell you what I'm going to do to this old man. You see, I'm going to rip his leg out like a chicken wing, and I'm going to snap him like a chicken bone, and I'm going to stretch his old ass out like a rubber band. And that's before I start eating the brains, Tom. That's before I start eating the brains, Tom.
And yesterday was the 23rd anniversary of Psycho Sid, a.k.a. Sid Justice, snapping his neck snapping his leg, I should say, at NWO sold out there against Scott Steiner. So I hope, Remington Stryker, we're not talking about years down the road. The moment your leg snaps or an arm
Yes,
snaps,
we are. Yes, we're talking.
So, Champ, I'm going to give you the opportunity, conversely, before we get to closing thoughts, and bring on the resident rock star, Sean Jovi, to talk about his match to defend his Interstate Openweight Championship. Remington Stryker, is there one or two final things you want to say to Dirty Donnie and Levi McDaniel?
I'm just going to keep it short, sweet, and simple. You better.
Like your title run. Your title run.
This is my fucking time to talk. Shut it. Better bring your Wheaties, and you better eat them. Because I'm going to steal a phrase from probably one of the greatest champions of all time. To be the men, you got to beat the men, and we're the men. And you know what? You talked about an innocent little boy. No, that little boy is all man, and he's got more fucking guts than the both of you combined. I'm not worried about my partner, and I'm not worried about me. You want to stretch me? You want to cook me? You want to eat me? Sounds like you need some fucking psychological help right there, Hannibal fucking Lecter. But you know what? Try as you might. I'll say this again. Try as you might. We are walking in World Tag Team Champions, and by God, we are walking out Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, let me tell you, you and Caitlin Clark are going to have more in common because you're both going to lay down for a 3.
Well, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, let me at least get to a few comments. And if you're on Sportswire Radio for the first time, do give us a sub at Sportswire Radio 6579. Shocker, always remember. Thank you very much for that. That's some good calamari right there. I guess that could very well be the case. I'm going to plead the fifth from that. You know, Levi, it is a presidential year. Maybe you
are talking about him. Talk about Remington. He's a damn squid.
Mephisto, yes, I got your comments. Okay, so basically I got the main comments in. Let me get to closing thoughts. Levi McDaniel, I know what you're going to do on Saturday, and I know what you're going to do, Dirty Donnie, but one more time for those that are listening and watching on Sportswire Radio, let me give you guys closing thoughts. Anything else you want to plug, share, or say, the floor is yours, and I obviously wish you guys a lot of luck, and certainly I think a lot of people are going to be really, really excited for many other reasons what's going to happen in your match against the Dirty Haters.
The foundation's running wild. Do you see the Dirty Haters? They keep disrespecting my boy Dirty right there. So it's on. We're going to put them from pillar to post, coast to coast, and I'm going to rip their throats out, and I'm going to eat their brains. And my boy Dirty, the fans are going to see the greatest worm they've ever seen in Palo, Iowa. The Dirty Worm. Tell them, Dirty.
Oh, it's got to get dirty, Tom. And look, that's exactly what's going to happen. He's going to try to run away in our match, but we're going to catch his ass and hammer his ass up.
Closing thoughts, Remington Stryker, obviously, maybe he's too much focused on, what's going to happen with Taylor and Travis. Are they getting engaged?
Right,
maybe he's worried about, let's see, how he's got to make sure that he stays with the Chiefs Kingdom. He's going to be distracted, certainly. And obviously, he's run for the hills. He's holding on to those titles for dear life. Anything else you guys want to say before we move on and certainly go? Yep, yes, sir.
Pretty much plain and simple. It's going to be a damn dirty day. New Year's vengeance for the dirty haters when the Bulldog and Dirty get a hold of their ass.
And to quote a famous movie, it'll be a low down dirty shame. If you don't go out there and support the IMF, it'll be a low down dirty shame if you don't get a chance, if you're in the area, to buy a ticket. Because I can assure you, this and many other matches are going to be matches you want to see. Go support these guys. We'll put the IMF banner up in a few minutes. And obviously, again, it's the people's show. It's the people that are going to sell out this 400-seat venue. It's these wrestlers here that are going to do a phenomenal job. And these guys are going to be a part of it. Thank you guys so much. I can't wait to talk about the
Thank you, Tom. Thank you. Always a pleasure, man. You know what it is.
And I'll see you soon. Okay, we're going to move off Levi McDaniel and bring on somebody else here, a man that is no stranger to Sportzwire Radio and a very, very happy man these days. He's got his Green Bay Packers man cave on here, and boy, he's got to be real happy, but you know what? The resident rock star, Sean Jovi. You may be a happy man right now after what your Green Bay Packers did, but your open challenge, which everybody's been talking about on your YouTube page, RCW Rules. By the way, 660 subscribers on YouTube. Congratulations on that. You've certainly proven why you are one of the premier guys and certainly why everybody loves Jovi. And you may be no more Bon Jovi's legitimate son. You've now proven to be, you stand on your own in the family name. But you have a man that responded to your open challenge and an Ox McCoy. And Ox McCoy is no Craven Rage. He's no James Marshall. He's even no Darkfire. Your once best friend, a man that you certainly have very little love for these days. But for those that are listening and watching on Sportswire Radio, coming up here January the 20th, just 6 short days from now, at New Year's Vengeance, tell us why you're going to be able to retain your WC Interstate Openweight Championship against renowned death match hardcore star Ox McCoy.
You see, I'm glad you mentioned the death match part because I wasn't sure if you were gonna.
I definitely knew that because especially all we've spoke about here on Sportswire.
Yes. Sure. And I'm glad you did because obviously this is a new scenario for the resident rock star. It's a brand new scenario. I never faced a deathmatch person. I never faced a deathmatch wrestler of this caliber, one that's so-called professionally trained. It doesn't happen. I've never done it, but that's okay because
it's no Adonis Felios. It's no Tyler Hart. It's no Darkfire. You are stepping up now. In the big world, you are stepping up now in a 400-seat venue, which because of the people that have supported the IMF, people like yourself who were part of the historic, successful Winter Class show, you are now stepping up into the big time, into the real world against a man that has established himself, and he's looking to make an example of you and kind of take away you from this amazing run that you've had for the past year. You have basically been on a run that nobody, I think, on Sportswire has had. And, you got a bullseye on your back now, champ.
I do. And that's the part I love about being a champion, having the bullseye on my back. Why? Because that means I have something that people want. And I enjoy having pressure on me. I've learned that in this past year, the more pressure, the better, because that just makes me stronger. Hell, that 7-star dive. Let's take that for example.
Yep.
I felt that moment coming, and I did that.
Your cannonballs are known around the world.
Oh yeah, you can hear them from a mile away, man. And that's the thing.
I hear them from where I am, and I'm like thousands of miles away from you, champ.
I know, and that's the point. And what I do is with promise, and what I do is with oomph and gusto.
And that's why you're going into the Sportswire Radio's Hall of Fame.
Damn right. Damn right. And I'm very honored for that, by the way, Tom. Thank you.
I believe we're getting you inducted in less than 3 weeks from now. We're looking at February the 3rd, we mentioned, if I'm not mistaken.
A few days before my birthday.
Yep. Oh, we know, but that's why, listen, Ox McCoy, he knows those things. He's watched you on Sportswire. He knows your YouTube following. He knows what you've done with the foundation. He knows what you've done with the Jovi's vlogs, the Intergalactic Championship. He knows everything you've done with Pokemon and all the videos you've done over these years. And he wants to eat you for lunch, and he wants to put you back to where you were a few short years ago, where this dream scenario of going out here and being a champion, wrestling in places you never thought you would again, he wants to put you back right on your back where you were just a few short years ago.
And I'd love to see him try. Yeah. Because this is the role of my life. Like, I've been on a roll, man.
I know that.
I'm so uppity about it, man. Like, this has been probably the best year of my life, and it's not going to stop now.
Listen, outside the ring, you've gotten yourself into the best shape you've been in years. You've made friends from all over the place. Your YouTube page has garnered hundreds and hundreds of subscribers.
And we're bringing backyard wrestling back together. Wrestling,
and you did that. Back. You did that. It's not me. It's not anybody else that comes on the show. It's you and everybody else that's a part of places like the IMF and WC. You are the guys. You're the reasons why you went from where you were when I even first met you almost 2 years ago to where you are now, going into a 400-seat venue. It's no one else. Not Sportswire. It's not Mickey Mouse. It's not Taylor Swift. It's not Travis Kelce. It's not anybody else. The facts are it's because of your work and everybody else that made this happen. That's why we're going to see you in a 400-seat venue.
And I'm going all in, Tom. There's no turning back. Now, Ox, he had this cute little wiffle ball bat with a bunch of skewers on it in his promo. Yep. That's cute. I mean, I'd love to see him try and use that on me because I plan on stabbing every bit of those skewers into his back. He thinks he can eat me up for breakfast and lunch and dinner? No. I'm more than the average smorgasbord. I'm too much for him to handle.
Well, he might need some forks like we saw Levi McDaniel had just now. I mean, don't tell us what's going to happen there, but I mean, are you feeling the pressure right now? I mean, you're representing the foundation. Yeah. You've been the foundation's rock star. I mean, are you feeling pressure right now going into this?
There's a lot of pressure, but if there's one thing I can say for the first time in my career, I'm thirsty. Thirsty for blood.
Wait. You're thirsty for blood?
Yeah. I'm bloodthirsty, man. The moment I found out there was no disqualifications and this guy has a freaking bat with skewers on it, I was licking my chops. I've been looking for a challenge for this for quite some time. Didn't know I wanted it per se, but now I realize I do. If I'm going to want to be up there among some of the best wrestlers in the world, whether they're backyard, independent, professional, whatever, I have to go limits aren't in my comfort zone. And that's exactly what I'm doing January 20th.
You are most certainly doing that here, as we've got about 10 more minutes with the resident rock star Sean Jovi before we pull on a couple of other stars here to get us ready for this here, New Year's Vengeance. Now, if you want to go out there, and I cannot stress this enough, and we're going to have an announcement, a couple of them at the end of the show here for the main event. If you want to go out there and support the IMF, whether it's liking their Facebook page, subscribing to their YouTube channel, or if you're in the area, or even if you're not in the area of Iowa, go out there and message them on their Facebook page and go out there and buy a ticket. Buy a ticket for a company that from looking from where they were a year ago to where they are now and to where they will be in a year from now. It's because of people like the IMF. It's because of people like the resident rock star Sean Jovi as to why we always say all wrestling matters here.
Damn right.
And that's why you want to go support the IMF, because you want to make sure that they have more shows like this here. My name is your voice of all wrestling, the host of the Sports Report, the owner of Sportswire Radio, the #1 global radio station, the Reverend Tom Bryson, the resident rock star Sean Jovi. I mean, you've had a little bit of a new attitude, though. Is that what's going to carry you? I mean, I've seen you even with your one-time best friend Darkfire. I mean, you really are wearing this company man of being the foundation's rock star. Is that what you're kind of going off here into this match? And I know you did a lot with Craven Rage. I know you did a lot toward in the end of WCE. But this is Ox McCoy, so maybe that's what's going to carry you here. This new and improved attitude and aggression that you've had, the resident rock star.
Tom, this match is going to make or break me, but I can see it making me a freaking star. And I am more than just the resident rock star at this point. I will be the star of WCE. I'll be the star of IMF, Hell, maybe I'll be the star of Sportswire Radio.
Well, you know what? Listen, you're getting your place in history in less than 3 weeks from now. So you know what? You got a lot of motivation. You go out there and defeat a pro wrestler, a man that's, listen, Ox McCoy, he's up there with the likes of a Jimmy Controversy. He's up there with the likes of a Mikey Anarchy, a Mac 10, a Hardcore. And if you go out there and beat Ox McCoy, what a victory for you. What a set of motivation that you're going to have going into where your day, your place in history goes into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame in 20 days from now. I mean, there may be no better way for you to go into the Hall of Fame by defeating a renowned hardcore deathmatch star.
That's right. And it's like I've always told people in the past, don't die, survive. And if I'm not going to die, I'm going to survive. I'm going to defeat Ox McCoy because, like, let's be honest, there hasn't been a single McCoy in wrestling I've ever liked. And I've met a couple.
You did say that, by the way, in your vlog. You did say that.
Yeah, I just wanted to point that out. There's not a single McCoy I've ever liked. Ox is no different. So we're going to see what happens when I shove my ox down his throat. That sounds disgusting. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, we've had that. We talked about deep fried chicken. We talked about screwing those and screwing that. So definitely, it's been that night, I guess. So certainly, you know, I'll plead the fifth on that.
Yeah. Well, shove an ox up his ass. There we go. It's Oxford. I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, certainly Nicholas Crenson says he likes the fire in you. Although
he is my fire.
But I think Nicholas Crenson, though, might be literally going into the fire against your foundation brethren.
I can't wait to see him burn.
So certainly, what a way to compliment Mr. Crenson then, huh?
I can't wait to see Crenson burn. I mean, hell, he choked me out last time I was on here. Unprovoked, might I add.
I understand that, and I'm aware of that, and certainly Mr. Crenson obviously has his feelings. But okay, let me ask you then this. Let me ask you a few more questions. Obviously, we're going to move on here. I know you're a busy man, but talk to me then about how big it would be for you to retain your championship at the Paolo Community Center, 400 strong. Talk about how big of a moment this will be if you retain your championship 6 days from now.
Well, let's put it simple, Tom. If I see 400 faces and I win that match, clearly I can say I've seen those 400 faces and rocked them all. Now, I just don't see Ox winning because he won't. I've come too far to stop now. I've come too far to take a defeat from a hardcore mastermind like Ox McCoy. You know what? He's going to unleash a sick son of a bitch in me. And like I said, I'm bloodthirsty. I want some blood. I'm here for blood, man. And this is the first time I think I've ever said that in my career, but
I don't think I've had you on Sportswire. What has it been, 8-9 times over the last 2 years? You've been on here a lot.
Yeah, I want blood.
I don't think the resident rock star, Sean Jovi, I didn't even know that. I thought you might have been the faint at heart when it comes to blood, but yet here you are, and you're talking about how much you love the taste of blood, and I can only certainly imagine maybe that
I have embraced the evil and hate from the foundation.
Maybe.
I did that when I gave Darkfire his bed of roses. The moment he took that bed of roses for attempting to backstab me as a crooked ref was the day I became immortal in the wrestling world of IMF. Because now a new Sean Jovi's born. A monster within is coming, and I am very excited, but oh so very scared for Ox McCoy to see what's going to happen on January 20th.
Well, you know what? We'll certainly find out. You may even suppose that the taste of warm blood will certainly warm you up from all that snow and that ice and that cold weather that
all
you've been
17 inches worth.
Well, you know, in Buffalo they got like 40, but here in New York City, this is our first taste of like winter the last 3 weeks, so I can't complain.
It's negative wind chills now, but
okay, we haven't got that here in New York. I mean, we're getting like 20 degrees, but I can't compare 20 to what you guys have. So I'm going to be in no business of complaining, and especially apparently after some of the things I've said in a previous show about certain things, we're certainly we're having fun with it, but we're certainly trying our best to hammer a point across. But obviously, It looks like somebody here wants to respond to you before we get to our next participant. You are making it hard for me to keep my promise of no glass. What do you want to say to your opponent, Mr. Ox McCoy?
Why aren't you here? Tell that to me on my face, not on the little comment section, pal. I thought you were going to be here face to face with me, Oxy boy. Just because you have the same name as me in the IRL, by the looks of it, doesn't mean we're going to be friends. Bring whatever you want, pal. I'm not scared. I'm not scared, and I'm bloodthirsty, like I said. I could be scared if I really wanted to be, but there's no point. There's no point to be scared. I look in fear in the eye, and I laugh in its goddamn face. That's what's going to happen.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, before we move on to closing thoughts, it looks like it's a different Sean Jovi in 2024. Maybe it's that motivation for going into taking his place in history in the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. Maybe it's joining the foundation. Maybe it's turning on his best friend Darkfire. Maybe it's those Jovi's vlogs that have now gone viral and has gotten him to well over 660 subscribers. I don't know what it is, but I think I agree with Ox McCoy. We're not much for talking anymore. We want to get down to business here. On the 20th of January, New Year's Vengeance, the Palo Community Center. And like I said, that taste of warm blood is certainly going to heat things up from your polar vortex wherever you are. Champ, I want to give you the floor because I got to move on and get to a couple of more participants here. So I want to give you the floor. Any closing thoughts? Anything else you may want to plug, share, or say? And I'm looking forward to seeing you take your place here in history. 20 days from now, February the 3rd, 10 p.m. Eastern time on all Sportswire radio platforms. And congratulations. Let's see if you'll have another victory here to go home and talk about here on our platform this coming Saturday.
Yeah, there's a few things I'd like to address. Sure. Actually, one of them's a shout out to some old Indiana friends who reached out and said they were thinking about joining the old IMF. If those people are watching right now, wink, wink, they should be going to talk to them about getting booked. Because there's some dream matches I'd like to see. But
that's how you do it. That's how you get in touch with them right there. Very simple for you.
Very simple. I've been telling them for weeks, talk to them.
Well, that's why I put it up on the screen. That's why we've got the banners. We've got all that stuff for you. Link right here in the description. So if you're a friend of Sean Jovi's, just go out there and support him. Don't take it from me because I'm not the reason the IMF is where it is. It's going to be because of the people and people like yourself to join and find out why the IMF is the place to be.
And bring the wrestling community together. All wrestling matters. Like
there you go.
That is the best damn hashtag I've ever heard in my life. When you came up with that, I was like, Tom, I love you too.
Well, I love the IMF more. Let's certainly give the plugs and the bed of roses, quote unquote, to the IMF because they're the reasons that we're all here. But anything else you may want to say in your closing thoughts before we move on?
Yeah, feel free to follow me on YouTube, RCW Rules, for all my vlogs and nonsense and fun adventures. And Tom, thank you so much again for having me on. I'm excited to rip Ox McCoy's head off and use it as a trophy. So I'll be ready, and I won't let my fans down.
Well, we're gonna certainly find out. As we always say, Jovi's vlog. Jovi's got it on. He's definitely.
I've got it going on, baby.
Got it going on, and he's certainly singing that "Go Pack Go" and "Go Jovi Go." We're gonna certainly find out. YouTube at RCW Rules. Make sure you support this man. Cannot wait for this coming Saturday. Congratulations on all of your success. I'm looking forward to giving you your place in history 20 days from now, and I'll see you soon, my friend.
Fairly well, Tom.
All right, that was the resident rock star Sean Jovi. We're going to remove him off the studio because I actually have to get more people on here, and I don't think I have enough participants. So thank you, resident rock star. I'm going to bring back on here. It looks like Omen Black because Omen Black, it looks like we've got somebody that wants to say something in particular to you who apparently heard that bat signal to quote some recent comments in the chat. And the picture of perfection, Kodak Kid, it's nice to be with you, and I'm sure you heard a lot about what Nicholas Crenson and certainly Omen Black the hardcore god of this sport, and I give you the opportunity to say what's on your mind.
Oh, Tom, thank you so much for having me, man. It's always a blast coming on. And Mr. Omen Black, I see you tapping your watch there. I'll tell you what, man. It's so good to be in your company again. I'll keep it short and I'll keep it sweet. When I come down there, and not even when I come down to Iowa to face you, anytime that I get into that ring, I'm in it to win. And I will do anything that I can to win. Whether there's a title on the line, whether it's against you or two other guys, or it doesn't matter. If I'm getting into that ring, I'm going to win. If I get into that ring, that's all I'm worried about. So with you, Nicholas Crenson, New Year's Vengeance, I can't wait. But I do want you to understand one thing. If I have to pelt you and Nicholas Crenson in the head with a chair over and over and over and over and over until you are unconscious enough to where I can pin you for your title, I will do that. If I have to bring down some barbed wire, whip you with it, wrap it around your neck until you are unconscious, I'm going to do that. Omen, if I have to set you on fire and stomp your ashes into the mat to get a pinfall victory over you, to get any sort of victory over you, I'm going to do that. This really doesn't have anything to do with the title or you. It's just what I do. But the one thing I need you to know, then I need you to understand, and I need you to accept, is at the end of the day, you strip away my title, you strip away the gimmick name, the picture of perfection, you strip away it all. At the end of the day, you need to accept that I am a man of my word. If I have to do those things, I'm going to do those things. And I will walk out the IMF Hardcore Champion, WCE All Out Champion. And anytime I come down there, I'm going to win.
Is that it? God,
Short,
man, you bored me to
short
death.
and sweet.
You know, you caught my attention by saying you're going to catch me on fire and stop my ashes into the mat. That's good. That's good. You say you do this all the time. Win. Win. When have you ever stepped into my world in WCE? Never. Never. You had one little table spot with Craven Rage in your match, and look what happened. He punched you through the table by some miracle. You know, he's won, I guess, the Backyard Nightmare, the ruler of the yard. Look what he did. He ran from me like a smart man that he is. I'll even say, I'll compliment, he's smart.
Wow, wait, am I hearing? You know, I thought I was saying things yesterday, and clearly I'm going to continue to remind people that it's the IMF that has gotten themselves in a 400-seat venue. But are you telling me that Craven Rage is a smart man, Omen Black?
How is he not, Tom? How is he not? You know, when I came on to Sportswire for the first time, who was my biggest target? Who was my biggest target at the time?
Craven Rage.
You know, because I wanted to hush. I wanted to silence him. I wanted to end the streak. But, you know, Kodak, you did take something from me. And I don't like people taking anything from me. You took what I wanted to do. I wanted to end the streak. I didn't want the belt. I don't care about the belt. I just want to take what's valuable to Craven Rage. And that's the streak of winning all the time. See, you took that from me. Hell, I'll even say this. Even my brother Sean Jovi took that away from me. I'll never be able to end the streak of Craven Rage again. And if there is a streak coming back to WCE, God help us all. By God, if Craven Rage becomes champion again and has another streak like that, I don't see it lasting long. But I don't want to talk about Craven so much because it makes my skin itch. But
No,
Kodak Kid,
listen. I want to get to Mr. Kid for a second, but it's not about Craven Rage anymore. It's about those like some guy's name, Mikey Anarchy, Hardcore, even some other guy that's named Sergeant Jimmy Controversy. It's not even about the Hardcore King, Atomic Titan. For you, Sir Omen Block, it's your show, and we love you, Kodak
Did he
Kid.
accept, by the way, in the comments?
What's that?
Did he accept in the comments yet, or no?
No accepting.
Atomic Titan's another smart man. I'll give him that. He's smart.
He didn't accept yet. But you know what? There's some other people out there that they've heard who you are by now, and we love you, Kodak Kid. You were awesome, and it's always been an honor to have you on the platform.
You're not on their level. I know what, Tom.
Well,
I'll say
I wasn't going to quite.
I'll be the dick of the year. Kodak, you're not on their level, man.
Listen, the facts are the facts. Is that Sergeant Controversy, Mr. Anarchy, Mr. Hardcore, they're paying attention to you, Omen Black, because it's you and those that have made it possible to put the IMF in a 400-seat venue and in the attention of all those around the world. But I will say one thing, Mr. Black, you cannot still look past Mr. Kodak Kid, because those
you're
names
absolutely right. But it's
watching.
you're absolutely right. I can't look past him, even though it's very easy to. He's like 3'5". But Kodak, you're welcome. You're welcome to make you relevant outside of Wisconsin, outside of WCE. I'll make you more relevant than your brother Dandy Dan. So you're welcome. By the way, how's he doing?
Oh, man. I'm pretty sure at the beginning of your little rant, you were going to go on there. You were going to say it's personal because I took something from you. You know what? It wasn't personal for me. But if you'd like to be personal, I'll tell you what. I'll come down there. I will steal the show. I will steal the entire show in your ring, under your marquee. I will come down there. I will steal the show. If you don't pin me, if you don't make me tap, you didn't win the match to me. If you end up pinning Nicholas Crenson and not me, then don't lay your head easy at night. Because at the end of the day, if you pin him, I still stole the show. I still made IMF that much higher. You have 400 people coming to this show. I show up. You're going to have 800 the next show. Every single time. I don't want to say out wrestle you. But at the end of the day, I will steal the show. I will walk in there. I will win. And like I said, you know what? Not even like I said. And for that, you're welcome.
I'm welcome. Okay. Oh. No, Kodak, I will say this. You did give me one thing. Now I can't beat Craven's streak.
Yeah.
Now I got to beat the first loss of your winning streak.
If
your championship run, I got to be the first loss. So
I show 8.
In some ways, you took away something from me and you gave me something else.
I'm going to give you a lot more on Saturday.
I hope you bring your stilts. I hope you bring your Band-Aids or whatever your mom sends you from Wisconsin to Iowa with. I hope you bring a little note that you have from Dandy Dan from prison saying, "Oh, I love you, brother. Good luck."
Oh, no, yeah.
By after what happens on the 20th, I might see Dandy Dan in person. What I'm going to do to you and Crenson.
Maybe before we get to closing thoughts, maybe Mr. Black, if you see him, maybe you can get Sergeant Controversy on Collect, and maybe he could have a few video chat minutes with him. Just maybe's a thought
or
there.
Mikey Anarchy. Seriously,
I'm sure.
Mikey. You know, I really want to test my mettle against someone, and I think Mikey is that one.
Okay, well, Mr.
I want to say this. I was very proud of Sean Jovi when he was on here. You know, one of my...
He's got a new attitude. I got to tell you, Sean Jovi's got a new attitude.
He's out for blood, and I love it. See, you know, I will say this. I hope he beats the hell out of Ox McCoy. Because if you saw the end of my match, he kind of like dusted his feet on me after being the referee. I really hope that Jovi beats the fuck out of you like I'm going to do to Kodak Kid and Nicholas Crenson.
Well, you know what, Kodak Kid, in the interest of time, because I got to get to Felix Jones. I got to give you guys both the floor. Maybe I'll see you again. Who knows at this point? It is your show. But Kodak, always good to have you. And Tyler Ark has a comment for you. He says he's not scared for you, but we're gonna leave. Tyler Ark, congratulations on being wrestler of the year in WC. He's in the interest of time, I gotta move on. Kodak Kid, I'm gonna give you the floor. Anything else you want to plug, share, or say? Because I got to get to a few more people.
Thank you so much, Tom, for allowing me to be here. And Omen, you need to stop worrying about Crenson. I'm the one you need to worry about. At the end of the day, like I said, I'm walking in there to win, and I'm walking in there to steal your show. Steal your show and show you where the level really is.
Well, you don't let me finish. He's the only one on my level in a height range. Like I said, you're 3'2", man. It's kind of easy to look over you and look past you. Hell, I think the fans, when they see you in the ring, are like, oh, there's a lost child by ringside, and we need security.
Well, you know what? We'll certainly find out.
They don't matter. It's just you and me going there.
All of that, because this is where you can find out more information once again on New Year's Vengeance 6 days from now. IMF on YouTube. Go give him a sub if you haven't yet already. Facebook.
Thank you, Tom.
West Federation Wrestling. And gentlemen, we'll certainly thank you. I do have to move on. I got to get more people on. Yes, Omen, congratulations. We'll see you soon. And we'll see you once again. And I think I just had him here. We were supposed to have on Felix Jones. And there we go. Felix Jones. Felix Jones, the empty chair. Felix, how you doing, my friend? Sorry about the miscommunication here. It's kind of that night, but obviously good to be with you. It is an absolute honor. So for those that are listening and watching on Sportswire Radio, obviously getting right to the nitty-gritty because we still got a few more people to come on here, plus the main event. Tell us, for those that are listening and watching on Sportswire Radio, what we're going to see from you 6 days from now.
From 6 days from now, I face my former tag team partner, my former best friend, my older brother, Jordan Netz.
Yep.
And for, obviously, the title, Midwest Express, for everything that goes for Midwest Express.
Not too long ago on XCW TV. I saw it very well.
Yeah. Him and Jason did what they did.
Yep.
Yeah. It was not a bad match, honestly, but yeah.
But I got a score to settle here because you're upset. They may have been doing some things, but what your best friend, your brother did was certainly talked about a little bit in that tag team championship match. So talk about how much motivation you have coming in 6 days from now.
I have a lot of motivation and I have a lot to prove. Not only that, being his younger brother, being the son of Soulja, just everything that has to build up, everything that has to do with me, just like so much to prove.
Sure.
And so much to lose too, with just everything. I have to prove that I'm more than just his little brother, more than just a tag team wrestler, more than just,
Are you facing pressure on you?
A little pressure.
Why?
But nothing. I mean, 400 people is a lot of people.
Yes, well, you definitely helped get to that 400 people. There's no question that what you guys did is something special. It's nobody else alone. It's not me. It's not the comments. It's not Chris Craven, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Taylor Swift, and Travis Kelce. That was a funny one. But it's you guys got yourself in there. But, I would think, though, because it's such a big show, so many big matches, and you're having this match with Jordan Netz. Jordan Netz has been the IMF champion. Jordan Netz has been a guy that, a lot of people look and say, this is pound for pound, an up-and-coming wrestler that's now proven himself in different places. That's why I was wondering if there was pressure and kind of in a way like you've got all this on your plate, but now this personal score to settle.
Yeah. Like you said, he's former world champ, so he's obviously been to the next level before, the level I'm trying to reach. And so he knows what it's like to be up there. And he knows, he's had all the pressure on him before. And now going into this match, I have that pressure. He has nothing really to lose. I have everything to lose.
Talk to me about how you're preparing for this match versus any other match you've been in the ring so far with.
preparing wise, just been watching a lot of his stuff. Trained with him, so I know a lot of his moves. I know almost everything's gonna go for. He's gonna attack the leg, obviously. That of the leg he went for after he turned on me. He's just gonna go for injured spots because that's what he usually does.
What he did last month at Winter Clash, how much have you thought about that?
It goes through my head every day. Just like knowing that my best friend, my former tag team partner, my older brother has so much built up rage that he just took it out on me. It just like, it hurts. It's like a different level of pain.
You didn't see it coming then?
No, we were good. We planned on keeping the titles, and then boom.
That's what you're going to do to him coming up here 6 days from now. That's screaming in the background is what exactly you're going to do to him 6 days from now. But talk to me then in terms of, so you've watched him a lot. We've seen him a lot in the ring. We've seen him in different places. Are you concerned, though, that conversely that he knows that you're watching him? He knows that you've got all this motivation, all this animosity built up. Are you concerned that he might try to pull some underhanded tactics or some quote unquote dirty hating like tactics that might kind of take you away? Talk to me about that.
For sure. I mean, we're going back to when he was part of the House of Wolves. I mean, they did a lot of dirty tactics.
You guys were super tight throughout all those months. That's why, a lot of us are really surprised about what happened here.
Yeah, nobody's seen it coming. Not even me. Obviously, not our father. Just nobody's seen what he did happening. Especially how far we were. I mean, we were undefeated. That was Winter Clash was Midwest Express's first loss, and it was practically the biggest match of both of our careers at that point.
But obviously, this match is going to be the biggest.
Oh yeah, now this match is topping the tag match, topping anything else I've ever done in my life.
Have you asked for advice about this match coming up? Now, don't tell me exactly. I always tell people before a big match, don't tell me what exactly you've been told, but if there's any advice.
I've most definitely asked for advice. Most definitely.
Okay. And now don't tell me exactly, but what was kind of said between the lines, or how did you feel about taking that advice?
I felt pretty good taking it. It was just, stay calm, stay cool, collected. Don't let it get to you. Don't let yourself get in your own head.
Is that something that you wrestle with?
Oh, yeah. I try my hardest not to get in my own head because, wrestling and especially how young I am, everything, just every little thing, every little mess up that I've ever done, just sticks with me. And you just got to keep that confidence.
Why is it? Is it because of inexperience? Is it because of what you see with other people like Soldier? I mean, why is that, you think?
Probably just because, I just want to continue this. I feel like one mess up can just ruin everything.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, obviously there was definitely, I think, something that I said said it in a certain way, and I think I've been kind of referring to it the whole time. So things happen. Listen, there's obviously people have bad days, people have mulligans. And, that's okay, but it's how you deal with it. There's an old adage. Obviously, we're talking here with Felix Jones ahead of his match coming up with Jordan Nets, and this might be a match stealer. There's a lot of great matches in the IMF's New Year's bench, but I have a feeling this match is going to steal the show. You got hardcore matches. You got world championship matches. You got grudge matches. You got title matches, stipulations. But this match might be one of those classic, almost steal the spotlight, kind of one of those matches that you might want to think about going for the bathroom break, going for the drink. Don't do it. Watch this match because these two are two of the most up-and-coming wrestlers around, and they're home in the IMF. But, it's on how you deal with adversity. It's on how you deal with that moment. Everybody can have great days all the time, but it's almost in a way, how do you deal with what happened 1 month ago? That's going to be your vantage point in how you get the job done.
Right. You're exactly right. I mean, he just thinks he has one up on me because of what he did last month. He thinks he probably has a higher mindset right now. He has less to prove, less motivation than I do, which is obviously the case. I mean, he's obviously going to have Jason and Remington Stryker in his corner, and I have nobody. It's just going to be me fighting pretty much a 3-on-1.
I had mentioned the dirty haters, basically, and Remington Stryker was here, and I'm sure that might be somebody you may see in a few minutes. If not, we'll certainly at least pretend he's here, let's say, for example. But Remington Stryker is a man that will stoop at any cost to get the job done, and especially to help somebody in your opponent who helped him capture some gold. So you know that nobody's going to be by your side. You may be a great talent, but how do you deal with the numbers game?
Sometimes you just got to accept it. I mean, there's chances probably like in the moment you're going to think about it and you're probably going to get one up on them, obviously, but like you just can't like prepare fully for what they have going on because you don't know what they're going to do, especially with those things.
Wow, that's certainly, easier said than done. But so you know that there's going to be no help. So let me ask you a follow-up question then. Does it matter whether you win or lose? Not to say that it doesn't matter, but does it matter that you go out there and you show that, you know what, you're hanging in there, you're proving your point, and the people, the 400 people that will see you at the Palo Community Center will know what Felix Jones brings to the table, especially after his brother, his best friend, turned on him and went quote-unquote dirty?
Most definitely both. I mean, I feel like I have to win. And I feel like I have to prove this. Like there's no losing right now. Like right now, my mindset's just win, and it won't go down.
I know you've been in big matches for your career. I know you've done some different things. And obviously, you're an up-and-coming talent, and I certainly see a big future ahead. But let me ask you a question. It's hard to kind of say what's the biggest, what's all the different things. But is this the biggest match of your career ahead this Saturday?
For sure. Most definitely. I mean, there's been, like you said, there's been big matches before, but this right here is most definitely the biggest match of my career.
Are you planning, again, don't tell me what happens, but are you training or planning differently than, let's say, other big matches in the past?
Some differently, some the same. But you gotta train differently for every match because it's different opponents. I mean, training for Omen was most definitely different from training Matthew.
Certainly with Omen and other big names you've had, but you're in a 400-seat venue. You're in a huge environment. You helped create this moment. What you've done, your ability, you did it. It's nobody else. I'll continue to say it, and we're kind of having fun with it, but it's actually the truth. The truth is that the facts is that you and everybody else that's a part of the company in the IMF made this happen. So I understand you're going to train differently because of the opponent, but there's a big mindset here this week, this walk week, as they would say for the football fans. You'll know that term very well. That walk week going into Saturday, there might be things different. You might sleep differently. Maybe you sleep more. Maybe you sleep less. Maybe you go out for an early run. Maybe you hit the gym earlier. Maybe you find to get a couple of reps in to kind of, take a couple of moves, things like that in those contexts. I've had a lot of guys before big matches like yourself, and that's what people will tell me. So is that maybe kind of where I might look at it where you may do something differently?
I've most definitely for the past couple of days slept more for sure, actually. But that's really about it. I mean, it's freezing cold outside, so not more.
Well, as I said, and we'll move on. Again, we were with Felix Jones, and one more time, I want people to go out there and please support the IMF. The IMF is definitely the example of what all wrestling matters is. Go and support this company. Very simple, very easy. And I'll have an announcement at the end of the show, a few of them on behalf of the IMF to give our support here on Sportzwire. But that's where you can go buy a ticket. But, it's obviously easier said than done for sure. I mean, obviously those things, and, it's cold, and I kind of made a joke of it. But the fact is that, almost the entire country that was dealing with this polar vortex, and you're going to heat things up here with a vengeance against the man that used to be your brother, your best friend, your tag team partner, Jordan Nett's coming up here 6 days ago. So conversely, getting to closing thoughts, and we wished obviously Jordan would be here and some other people, but I'm going to basically go along and let them know what you're going to say. So for those that are listening and watching on Sportzwire, let's go 2 last questions here. First, what do you want to say especially as your final words to Jordan Netts ahead of New Year's Vengeance 6 days from now?
I'm going to take everything from you, Jordan. Like, you try to end everything. You try to take everything away from me. First, you took the tag title. At first, actually, really, if you go back in time, you took the United States title away from me. You costed me the U.S. title. And then fast forward, you've just, like I got injured in that tag match when I teamed with Jason versus Jordan Nets and Freddie Daniels. That's when I when I got that cast on, which ultimately put me out of Rage in the Cage, which that was going to be probably my biggest match in my career against Matthew Forsaken. And now then you took the tag titles away from me. Just like everything you've done. In 6 days, I'm going to India. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I think we heard a early shot in the bow at what's to come. 6 days from now, New Year's Vengeance, IMF's second ever live indoor show. It's going to be called New Year's Vengeance. We're looking forward to it. My friend, I want to give you the floor. It's always good to speak. I'm really looking forward to your match. I think I stand by what I said. It's going to be a show stealer. It's going to be one of those match of the nights. Again, no bathroom break. Just sit there with you guys. You guys are going to put on a show. I think in a couple years from now, I'm going to know you somewhere else, and you're going to forget who I am. But obviously, it's all good. Definitely, let's give you the floor, give you some closing thoughts. And it's always good to speak with you. Always an honor. Anything else you want to say, fire away.
I don't think I have anything else to say. I'm just gonna let the match do talking.
Let the wrestling do the talking. Let the music do the talking, and that's pretty much simple to the point. And obviously, I'm sure Mr. Nets, Mr. Stryker, and his associates, I'm sure they'll certainly have to deal with that along with Mr. Myers. But always good to be with you. I wish you a lot of luck out there in the ring. I'm really looking forward to your match. I'm looking forward to the show. And congratulations on all the success that you've had with the company. You guys have been awesome, and thank you so much for your time, and we will see you coming up here. So, all right, Felix, I'm going to let you move on because I have to get to people. Yep, and I don't know why I can't move you off, but there we go. Now we're going to bring on here somebody else, and somebody else. It's two for the price of one here. We got a double champion and his eye of professional wrestling right alongside. We've got Mephisto 2 belts and Ace Diamond because we're going to see you guys back in action once again. You guys were victorious last time out at Winter Clash. And yes, we see the video. We see what went down. And so for those that are listening and watching, champ, congratulations. And how you doing tonight?
Oh, brother, it's good to be back, Bryce. It's a great day. It's a great time. You see behind me.
Yes, I do.
I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good myself, brother.
It feels good to be a champion, a double champion, huh, champ?
Oh, brother. Yeah, it's cold outside, but it's warm in here.
I heard that this polar vortex is coming my way in New York, but you guys are going to heat things up tonight with a vengeance, and we're going to see a lot of warm blood as Sean Jovi put it out here at Saturday's show. But in the meantime, you've got a few things you want to say about a couple of your opponents, and I know the man you beat last time out is going to be a part of that. And somebody else there I know is also going to be a part of that as well. So for those that are listening and watching, Mephisto 2 belts set the tables for us, but we're going to expect Saturday night, New Year's Vengeance.
Oh, brother, you can expect a lot of pain coming Prince's way. He was clearly too scared to come on here from what I did to him last time. I promised him I was going to give him a tour of the galaxies like he never had, and I held true to that, brother.
Maybe it's purple lights he saw, that Prince of Chia saw those purple lights, and he said, you know what, I don't know if I can handle those lights live on Sportswire.
Those purple lights, brother, they really bring out the pop of Mephisto.
Prince Purple Rain, somewhere out there is playing Prince Purple Rain. Mr. Ace Diamond, you must be a happy man, but from your vantage point, what can we expect here this Saturday? 400-seat venue where we're going to see 400 screaming fans of Mephisto 2 belts and everybody else. You guys were a huge part in making it happen. So talk about what we're going to expect here.
Well, Winter Clash, we had less people than we can hold this Saturday, and they were all cheering for Mephisto. They were there to see him win that belt.
I saw it. I definitely saw it. You guys, give you credit where credit's due.
Pop of the night. Oh yeah. He wasn't doing this. Like, no offense to him, because he's a great talent. Like, Mephisto is the greatest talent in all of IMF. He's got the greatest manager in all of the world. He didn't have those belts before I came along. He had Prince dragging him down, holding him down. Last time Prince was on here, he said Mephisto was here for a purpose.
Yeah, I don't know if he didn't take you lightly. I don't know what it was about Prince of Chia, but certainly maybe he was like the Chia pet here and certainly wanted to, maybe figure out his own musings or trimmings that didn't work in his favor.
Oh,
brother,
no, not at all.
Prince was but an end to the means that was to get me to where I am today, brother. I used.
No, you definitely did that, but there's another opponent or a part to the equation here that we're going to see this Saturday. Now, gentlemen, could I bring this person on? Because you have 2 championships, if I'm not mistaken. I would like to bring on somebody else that might want to say something to you, and they've said a few different things that I think for those that are listening and watching on Sportswire Radio, but most importantly, those that are going to be seeing you gentlemen in the ring Saturday at the Palo Community Center. Can I bring this?
Is it The Rock,
on?
brother? I heard he's wanting a shot at this title.
Well,
brother.
he might want you. I don't know if necessarily he wants a piece of Mephisto. I don't even think Jinder Mahal wants a piece of you, but I know somebody that does, and it's none other than Freddie Daniels. And Freddie,
are you kidding me?
How you doing, Freddie? Nice to see you once again.
Oh boy, here we go.
Here we go.
Look at this, brother. Can't even figure out his own device to get on here. Oh, look, there he is.
He's here now, though.
Is that him, or is that a still cutout, brother?
I came out here tonight thinking that I was gonna, instead I got this big dummy. So, yeah. That's how I'm doing tonight.
Yeah. So what do you want to tell us here? Why are you going to take away a championship of the man of many galaxies that calls himself Mephisto 2 belts?
Hello?
It looks like we're having a little bit of technical issues here with Freddie Daniels. Maybe
he's stuck in the 50s, brother. They don't know.
Yeah, they didn't have this technology back then.
I don't even think they had this technology in the 90s. I mean, for those that aren't that old on Sportswire, we didn't have this. In fact, we didn't have this capability even 10 years ago. But Freddie, we're trying to get you. Maybe you are in the 50s. Maybe you're in that time machine. Maybe you're living in Back to the Future. Maybe, hopefully, you're not Marty McFly. But is there anything you want to say as we're going to try to parcel through what you'd like to say to us? It looks like we're having some technical difficulties with you, Freddie. I'm going to give you another minute or so. Hopefully, you can get this right. Because
it's the awesomeness that is Mephisto, brother. It's messing with his technicalities.
Yeah,
maybe.
I want to tell Mephisto here that you got 2 belts.
Yeah. And we're having some technical difficulties here with you, Freddie. I don't know. Maybe we'll try to pop you off and let you try to come back on here. Maybe that'll work. What I'm going to wind up doing is I'm going to remove you, see if you could log in and log back out. So if you're out there, Freddie, try to enter out and come back in. So if that might work, maybe. Yeah, we're going to actually see if that could work. He's got some issues here, so thank you for that. If you can come back on, we'll try to do that. But Mephisto 2 belts, you can't feel too confident. You got Freddie. Freddie's coming after you, and you got Prince of Chia still, so don't feel too cocky, though.
Oh, brother, I don't know if you've been watching, but this whole Freddie thing has been a long time just been coming.
I saw Jovi's vlog. I watched what he had to say, and
this man has been coming after my belt for many months. Many months. Yep. I have given him a tour of the galaxies
You revitalized
over.
That championship. I would dare say that you've made the Intergalactic Championship similar to what Gunther has done with the Intercontinental title. Some would even say.
You know what, brother? I'll take that, and I'll take all of that. I love it.
It was a compliment. It was a compliment, champ.
I just want to say to my opponent this weekend and my future opponents elsewhere, no matter where that may be, I've only been at this for a short time, and already I have cast aside the shadow of Prince and got myself a manager. And in doing so, I've started moving on to bigger and better things. And there's only more things to come, brother. More gold to get and more people to beat up. I love it. Yeah.
Ace, you wanted to say something? Go right ahead.
Well, first, I like to address Freddie because, the kid's a little dumb, but you know what? He might be a little brave, too. Might be able to be brave because, he's the only person that keeps coming after Mephisto. Prince wouldn't even be coming after Mephisto right now. if it wasn't for that belt. Keep that in mind, IMF.
If you want to see the show itself and this match between Mephisto 2 Belts, Prince Achia, and obviously some other components, you can do that here on Facebook at Midwest Federation Wrestling. Also, give them a sub on YouTube where you can watch these matches if you're not in the area. You can certainly do that. Go support the IMF. It's the IMF that certainly alone has put themselves in a position that no other company on Sportswire Radio has put in. Let me put this straight. There is no other promotion that we've had on here that has put themselves, not even our friends in the UK, whether it's CCW, we love CCW, GTM, Odyssey, Kingdom Wrestling Now, whatever it might be, have put themselves in a 400-seat venue, and maybe if Mephisto and Ace are right, next time it'll be 500, 600, 800, so on and so on. They've done those things, so obviously go out there and support them. But, for you guys, what do you want to say then as to your final thoughts to Prince Achia and certainly Mr. Freddie, who maybe if he comes back on, we'll try to bring him on. But in the meantime, let's give you guys some final thoughts on what you want to say for both of you.
I'll let you start with this. So why don't you take it?
Oh, well, that's nice and kind of you. Well, brother, I'm just going to have to say one thing and one thing only, and that's the Prince. Prince, you keep ducking. You called for this match. You were supposed to go on a hiatus vacation, whatever you want to call it, but then you demanded the comeback. You demanded the rubber band match, but yet I have yet to see you in the training facilities or even here. You tell me, brother, are you just scared or are you just talking out your ass, brother? Because I'll slam you on it. That's all I know.
You want to say something else, Ace? Because Freddie Daniels has got, it looks like his Wi-Fi back in place, and we'll let him on here for a few minutes.
Yeah, I got one last thing to say. Mephisto has had one hell of a rookie year. He doesn't wrestle like a rookie. He looks like a 100-year veteran in there.
He talks like one, I'll say that much.
Thank you. That's a compliment.
Thank you, brother.
I try. I'm trying to make up for yesterday.
Brother, you're going to make me all red in the face. Yeah.
I'm red in the face already, so go ahead.
He's on such a high rise that they got to do anything to bring him down. Let's not forget the opening match is a #1 contendership for his belt. And not only that,
and on top of that, if Prince Achia loses, he can no longer challenge for that U.S. championship as long as your man Mephisto 2 Belts is the U.S. champion. That's a huge component to this match.
Well, he better find something else to do because he ain't gonna. Mephisto's gonna be holding that belt for years. But the thing I like though, the winner of the opener refs our match, and I'll tell you one thing that I don't like that. That's trying to drag Mephisto down.
Tell me why you don't like that. Tell me why.
Because like I said, Mephisto's on the rise, and they know that they got to try anything they can do to keep him down, to put him at disadvantage. Don't forget, four corners. Screwed Mephisto for. Special referees only end up causing trouble. Let's not forget Ox McCoy drank those wrestlers beers at Winter Clash. That was a little unnecessary. Who knows what will happen this Saturday?
Before I bring on Freddie Daniels for a few minutes, then we get to the main event. Who do you say is holding Mephisto down, Ace?
Just anybody that doesn't want to see him succeed. Could be management, could be other wrestlers. Just look at this. Like, that's just a bad call to have the person that's going to be fighting for the belt ref in the match. That is just too much power. That's almost more power than IMF owners have. That's too much power.
I don't know enough to make a comment on what IMF's ownership and what management has to say, but what I do know is that Freddie Daniels, Freddie, how you doing? I hope that your Wi-Fi is reconnected and puts you back from the 50s into the 2024s. And would you like to say something that we hopefully can parcel through?
Hey, Tom, I came on here to talk about my U.S. #1 contender match, but I got stuck with Mephisto here, the dummy who throws people, as I like to call him.
I believe you've been thrown the most, brother.
Yeah.
So tell us what we're going to expect.
Very fine, Mephisto. Mephisto, you may have thrown me a lot, but throughout that time I've gotten smarter. And this next weekend at New Year's Vengeance, you're gonna have a lot to worry about. You're gonna have to worry about the number one contender match that I'm in. You have to worry about the match you're in. You have to worry about my briefcase. And you have to worry about the 24/7 title that can be pinned for right after the match. So all I see for anything for you is going my way.
Is there anything else you want to say, Freddie? Because obviously we're still having a little bit of trouble to hear you, and I want to let Mephisto and Ace then get their closing. We have to get to the main event here shortly. So is there anything else, Freddie, you want to say? Because we are having a little bit of a hard time still hearing you.
There's not really anything else I want to say other than, Mephisto, you need to start watching your back more. That intergalactic title can go to anyone at any time.
Well, we'll certainly find out, Freddie. Thank you as always. I look forward to seeing the aftermath of this match 6 days from now and having you back on. Hopefully some better connection. And thank you for your time. And guys, I want to give you some closing thoughts. Ace and Mephisto, looking forward to watching you once again. Certainly, you're going to be watching Freddie's match. And obviously have your own thoughts with certainly Prince Achie. And if Prince loses one more time, he can no longer compete for that U.S. championship as long as you're the champion. So there's a lot in the line. So, guys, give me closing thoughts before we move on to the main event.
Freddie, you know what, brother? I've been watching the vlogs, and I've been tired of you showing up to all my matches, interrupting my moments when I'm winning, and glorifying with my fans. I'm telling you now, brother, you show up one more time this match, there ain't going to be another chance for you to come back for it. I'm going to break your spine, brother, and you're never going to walk again. You're going to need to get pushed around in a Grace Lightning stroller, brother, because when I'm done with you, there ain't gonna be no walking, brother. Oh, no.
Anything else you want to say, Ace, before we move on to the main event, what everybody is waiting for in that 4-way match for our World Heavyweight Championship? Ace, you are certainly our eyes of professional wrestling, and I know we'll have more of your eyes with us on next month, I'm sure, when we have another show coming up here in the IMF, hopefully.
I got one last thing to say, Freddie. You got guts, kid. Let's just remember, you haven't taken that belt from Mephisto yet. Why would it be any different? You've tried like hundreds of times and have not succeeded once. So good luck. I wouldn't even try.
Well, all that talking is going to end here one more time in this match and a few others. It'll be New Year's Vengeance. It'll be January 20th, 6 days from today. And if you want to buy a ticket and prove why you want to support the IMF, very easy right there. I put the banner up. Actually, it makes it easier for people here. So instead of me talking about it, you can go right there and go out and support the IMF. And my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, of course, your voice of all wrestling, where all wrestling matters. And gentlemen, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys out there in the ring. I look forward to having you on next month. And congratulations on this, Freddie. Thank you for your effort and coming back on here. I look forward to seeing you soon. And Ace, good to be with you as well. All right, gentlemen, that was Ace Diamond, Mephisto 2 Belts, and Freddie Daniels. We're going to get right here to the main event. So we're going to put these guys right off the stream. And it looks like we're going right to the jugular. I've got Ace, I got to get you off. Sorry, but there you go. Thank you, Ace. You kind of were hanging off there. So let me move on here. And that's kind of the beauty of technology. I got one challenger. I got the champion and somebody else that I'm very, very surprised is here once again. A man that maybe his name has been mentioned more than any times or not, and he actually just disappeared. I don't know why he just disappeared. Craven,
because he knows he has to talk to me.
Great, King Josiah, it's an honor to have you. But I mean, Craven Rage once again works his magic because he was here and now he's gone. But in the meantime, while Craven Rage maybe figures out if he wants any part of this, you challenge, you were put. We have also Aldi Ultras involved in this. We'll maybe get a thought on Aldi. But King, it's an honor to have you. I know we're going to speak a lot about you Tuesday because Mr. Russell Good's going to be here. He's obviously spoke a lot about you off the air. But King, what can we expect from you coming up this Saturday, New Year's Vengeance, where you try to take away maybe the most popular championship around in this sport, that IMF World Title from Soldier GP?
Honestly, what you should be expecting from me is for me to run. Honestly, I'm fast, I'm quick, I'm a high flyer. I'm going to do some things that y'all might not have seen. Like, I don't know. We're about to see how this goes, but I have 100% confidence in with my work in my ring. So, looks like we're just about to have to see in this match who will actually really go home with the championship. And you guys are going to know the reason why they call me King.
Well, I'm very excited to see you out there, but Soldier, we give you the opportunity. You have a couple of people to address. Your promo was heard around the world because you talked about those in the other side of the world. You talked about some places in different states that come on the platform, and I give you the opportunity as the champion to address King, Aldi Ultra, and a man that we thought was going to be here once again, Craven Rage.
Josiah, look, I'm not going to call you king, but I'm going to make you bow down to me this Saturday. I'm going to tell you that right now. I've seen your ring. I don't wrestle on sand. I don't wrestle with little 2x4s that are holding up little ropes. I wrestle in a ring. I just got done beating a pro who thought he could take me because I was a yarder. This Saturday, you don't know what you got yourself into. I've watched your match. I've seen a few of your things. I've seen a few of your company people. You have nobody of the likes of me in your company. I have plenty of you. I've wrestled people like you in WCE. I've wrestled people like you in DKW. I wrestled people like you in Michigan. I've wrestled people like you in Indiana. You all say the same thing until it's time. Until that bell rings. Look at the XCW Tag Team Champions. Look what we did to them. They came on here and they ran their mouth just like you are doing right now until we showed up and we beat the shit out of them. What do you think's going to happen to you when that bell rings? I've said it before on this I've said it before on this podcast that I'll stun my own mother if it means that I keep this belt.
Well, you know what? It looks like one of the components of this match is here. The other one, I don't know why he keeps kicking himself off. Maybe he heard your comments, Soldier, but another man you addressed, Mr. Ultra, it's great to be with you. It looks like he's finally here. Craven Rage, the Backyard Nightmare. I hope that this time we hear from you. But Mr. Ultra, Mr. Rage, I give you gentlemen the opportunity to speak here ahead of the main event 6 days from now. And good to be with you, gentlemen. Mr. Ultra, the floor is yours. Say anything you want.
No, I don't have a lot to say here. I earned a #1 contendership last month. And I was under the impression it would be a one-on-one match, and now
You defeated Nicholas Crenson, correct? Yep.
Yeah, now there's 4 people in this match, but that's okay. I don't know who this King guy is. Never heard of him before. He has no followers, so he's the king of nothing. Who cares? Craven Rage. He's scary, but he's nothing else.
He can't even get on the stream. I just don't understand.
Be on the stream. He's not going to win a championship. Soldier GP, I got a lot of respect for you. Got a lot of respect for what you built with IMF and everything. I'm looking forward to facing you, but that title's coming home in Missouri.
See, I agree with everything you said except for that last part. Because I've seen your matches. I've witnessed your matches live. I've seen what you can do. In this whole entire match, out of all of my competition, you're the biggest threat. Because you were trained by Seth freaking Rollins. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to be scared. I just got done wrestling a pro and beat that guy. Like I said, I've seen your matches, Adley, and there's nobody like me, again, that you have fought, that I've seen. I'm not worried about you either. I'm going to go in there, I'm going to do what I do best, and that's whip ass and take names.
You want to say something, Mr. Ultra, before I bring back to the King?
Looking forward to it, Soldier. You've seen some of my matches. You've missed a lot of them. I've been in the ring with some big names, some big people. The late great Jason Strife, Nick Dinsmore, Devin Thomas. There's been a lot of people I've been in the ring with that are better than you. And I'm looking forward to facing you, and we'll see how it goes.
King, obviously, a few things the champion had to say about you, and I want to give you the opportunity to respond and rebut.
Yeah, and then as for the champion, yeah, you are right. I have been in some matches where it wasn't like an actual ring. But I've been wrestling ever since I was little, and I'm only 17 now, which should really tell you something. And as for everything else, once I'm in that ring and I'm running those ropes, I guarantee you guys will not be able to keep up with me. I'm athletic, and I don't know, and I'm fast, and I just don't think I'll be able to keep up. We'll see.
We'll have to find out, Soldier. You've got some targets on your back. Mr. Ultra's been in there with some legitimate big-time names, and we have a lot of respect for him and certainly everything he's done out there. And anything you want to say in particular toward that before we try again with Craven Rage, who can, I mean, I don't even know how he's going to be a part of this match, but I mean, certainly Mr. Soldier, anything else you want to say to your opponents?
Josiah, you say that we won't be able to keep up with you. That's fine. But again, there's 4 people in this match. One of us are going to get you. Oh, Craven, nice to show up. I thought you were going to start ducking me like you did. I thought he was going to start ducking me like he ducks Omen.
Ducking?
No, you hurt my feelings, Craven. You ducked my tag team partner for almost a year. And then you want to come at the champ. You want to come at me like I'm the bitch. Bro, that offends me. Because you're not on my level. The best person in your company wasn't even on my level, and I proved that in September. And now look where he's at. He's a foundation member, and he's embraced being a foundation member.
Well.
He beat you last month in my ring.
Well, you see, Soldier, that's one thing about you. You know, I truly admire you. I've been watching you for a long time, Soldier. You're very good at what you do. You prove a lot of people wrong. But I just want to know one thing, Soldier. Answer me this. What the GP stand for? Grandpa or Grand Pussy? You said I've been ducking. Your boy for 10 months. I haven't been ducking his fat ass. How can I duck somebody that got a butt in the front? You know, yeah, you got Sean Jovi.
And okay, hold on. If you're not ducking him, then how come you're coming at me, challenging me for this when you could have challenged him before Nicholas Crimson did?
Well, let's see, that's the thing.
Exactly.
The foundation, it's big. Y'all all over the place. So it's just, I'm not just targeting you. I'm targeting your whole foundation. You can see, I was going to leave WCE.
Wait, you were going to leave WCE?
Yeah, because my contract pretty much was up with WCE. Yeah. So, but I made some adjustments, talked to management, and guess what? I got a new contract.
And did Packer sign this contract on your behalf when you went to another higher up?
Oh, I went to higher. I went to MJ.
Oh, okay. So you got a new contract, and that's why you're challenging Soldier?
Oh yeah, because in my contract, I can go after any champion of my choosing.
I see. And you've challenged the IMF world champion. That's what you've done.
Yeah, because see, Soldier, I gotta give you credit. You hold the most richest prize in this business.
I agree with that. This is where the people want to play. The IMF put themselves in a 400-seat venue. Nobody else did that.
And
I agree
Soldier,
with you
you put your
1,000%.
foot where your mouth is. Now you got 3 people. I don't have to beat you, Soldier. I just gotta hang in there.
All right, let me ask everybody a question. Obviously, in the interest of time, we're here with King Josiah, Craven Rage, Mr. Ultra, and of course, Soldier GP, the reigning defending IMF world champion. And we'll certainly plug the show one more time and have 2 announcements on behalf of the IMF. Let me go with everybody here first. Mr. Ultra, I know you've had an accomplished resume. I know you've done a lot. You've been trained by, the man that's at the top of this sport. But what would it mean to you to be the IMF world heavyweight champion next Saturday?
It would mean everything to me. The reason I wanted to be in this business since I was a child was to win that championship, to be on top of a company. And I've been training hard. I've been training with a lot of great people, not just the wrestling, but the martial arts. I've trained some of the best martial arts artists in the world, and it would mean everything to me to be on top of this company and to be the leader of this company.
King Josiah, I know I'm going to be speaking a lot about you Tuesday night, by the way, 9 o'clock Eastern time with Russell Good, obviously a man that you know very well, Mr. Josiah. And I have to ask you then conversely, what would it mean to you this Saturday to become the IMF World Heavyweight Champion?
Taking that title, you know what it means to me? I mean, I would prove the champion, the 2 other people in the match too as well, that I can come and take the title and come right back down to my town like E. So it would prove a lot just for me, honestly.
Okay, Craven Rage, we've done this dance with you many times before I get to the champion and let you guys have 1 or 2 questions to pose at each other. You have been a champion a long time. I have asked you this question thousands of times, but I'm going to ask you for a different federation. What would it mean to you to be the IMF World Heavyweight Champion this Saturday?
It would mean a lot because that means I'm back on the top of the mountaintop where I once.
And a lot of people in the yard might want to see you reign supreme again. A lot of people in the yard might want to see, how you're going to be back on top and be back forever. And, where you're going to basically go back to what we saw from year after year where you were killing rabbits and, killing those that were
no, it's a whole different new ball game now, Tom. I'm just coming after every champion in the foundation and just trying to bring them down. That's my mission now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're going to start with the failure, for one.
Oh.
I'm going to tell you that right now. You're going to fail this weekend.
I'm not going to fail because guess what? I guarantee you, I will walk out of here as a champion.
Okay, well, in the words of Paul Heyman, this is a spoiler. All right? Uh-oh. Between the 3 of you, none of you are going to take this, and I'm going to pin you, Craven Rage. To keep this Saturday, I'm pinning you because you want to run that mouth. Adley, I can't wait to get in the ring with you. I know it was supposed to be a 1-on-1, but yeah, like you said, I kind of put my foot in my mouth, but I don't think you see it that way. I open challenge anybody, and like I said, it doesn't matter if you're from Indiana, across the seas. I welcome the challenge, so it became a fatal 4-way. But the only one that I'm excited about wrestling, because I don't know anything about you, King Josiah, Craven, you just came off a loss, is Adley Ultra. Because now
we know a lot
about
Craven Rage. Yeah, we know a lot about him by now.
He said some things that kind of just hit me a little bit. He's been in the ring with this person. People that are better than me. Now, I will say, I know a lot of wrestlers that know the Jason Strife. I don't know who that. I didn't know him personally, but rest in peace. He touched a lot of people. All the other people that you've been in the ring with, what you said, Nick. So you wrestled Eugene, right? You wrestled Eugene.
Yeah.
Okay. You You wrestle a guy that pretends to be a mentally challenged person. I'm not that type of person. So when you get in the ring with me, it's a totally different ball game. And I'm going to show you guys this Saturday when I have a Wisconsin guy thinking he's going to take the belt back to Wisconsin. I have an Illinois guy thinking he's going to take it back to Illinois. And then I got a Missouri guy thinking that he's going to take it back to Missouri. Ain't happening. It's staying in Iowa, boys. This Saturday in Palo, not Palo, Palo, Iowa, I'm going to whip all three of you by pinning Craven Rage. I'll see you there.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, before we get to a few more things here, this is why you actually want to go and support. And make sure you support those that are doing it for All Wrestling Matters, the IMF's New Year's Vengeance. You can do that at Facebook, especially Iowa Midwest Federation Wrestling. That'll be at the Palo Community Center. Please go out there and support them. Only $10. That's right. Listen, you can go out there for almost anything else and spend tenfold up to. But for this, go out there and take the family. Forget about the polar vortex. Forget about your NFL playoff team being down. Go out there and support these guys. And before I get to, obviously, you guys' final thoughts, I wanted to do something to recognize two things I want to do. I want to pull up one thing on the screen to recognize everybody's efforts in making the IMF as successful as it is and making the IMF the place that everybody wants to go to. On this day, January the 14th, 2024, we'd like to recognize on all Sportswire radio platforms for everybody in the locker room, in the management, in the company itself, that on this day, it is now IMF Day. So, gentlemen, congratulations. And also what I want to do for those that are listening and watching on Sportswire Radio, although I cannot be there in attendance physically, I actually want to show my support and buy a ticket for this coming show this Saturday. So I will certainly be in touch to make sure I'm on the air. That's my endorsement. So I want to congratulate the guys, and I want to personally lend my support to make sure that the IMF is going to go even further places ahead. And one more time, January the 14th, for everybody on the card, everybody that works for the company, the agents, the management, the talent, everybody else backstage. On this day, January the 14th, 2024, on all Sportswire radio platforms, it is now IMF Day. So, gentlemen, congratulations for your hard work. Congratulations for being out there to make the IMF the place to be that everybody comes from across the United States and knows across the pond. So definitely, gentlemen, I want to congratulate you guys and thank you for all that you've done here, especially representing the sport. But let me get to final thoughts from everybody. So, King Josiah, want to give you the opportunity to say anything else to your opponents, any other closing thoughts, and I look forward to seeing you in the ring this Saturday, and I look forward to speaking about you Tuesday with Mr. Good, and the floor is yours, my friend.
I don't have nothing to say besides that title. It's going to become home.
This title weighs more than you do.
I doubt that.
Well, I don't have a weight measuring device to see, but I'll certainly look forward to watching you in the ring Saturday, Mr. Ultra. It's certainly an honor to be with somebody with your resume and what you've done in the ring. You've obviously been somebody that all of us are excited to see as IMF fans, but I want to give you the opportunity for some closing thoughts. Anything else you may want to plug, share, or say, and I can't wait to get a chance to watch you in the ring this Saturday, and the floor is yours, my friend.
Tom, it's an honor to be on your show as well. It's going to be an honor to wrestle for IMF, but I actually agree with the King for once. I think enough has been said. It's time to fight.
Well said. We'll certainly get to that. And Craven Rage, you've been on this platform maybe more times than almost anybody, with the exceptions of maybe Sybil Soldier GP and Omen Black. But until then, I give you the floor. I give you some closing thoughts, and we'll see. As you say, you target all of the foundation and get back on top and continue the run that you had for over 500 days, being the ruler of the yard. We'll see if it starts once again Saturday night there at the Palo Community Center. But the floor is yours, Craven Rage. Fire away.
Soldier, I'm coming there to take your damn title. Blow a kiss. Goodbye. And you can say, you're looking at your new champion. I'm walking out January 20 as a champion, and I'm taking one of your titles. Just be prepared. I'm taking the title.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, every 4 years, a president gets inaugurated on January the 20th, and some out there, I guess, in the yard might be wanting a Craven Rage inauguration to take back his position as the backyard nightmare, the ruler of the yard. It'll remain to be seen. But, Champ, I give you the floor because I don't think you're going to look forward to an inauguration of Craven Rage being back as the backyard nightmare, the ruler of the yard, because I have no doubt that you're going to put a stop to that, especially for those that are listening and watching and IMF fans. And I give you the floor. I give you some closing thoughts. You have the final word of the night because you are the champion. You're in the main event, and the floor is yours.
Craven Rage. I thought Atomic Titan's voice was boring. You are boring, man. I started to doze off. Didn't hear half the stuff that you said because your mask was, muffling the rest of it. But I'm just going to say this right now. I'm going to beat you guys just as bad as the Green Bay Packers beat the Cowboys today. Plain and simple. You're going to roll into my state, and I'm going to beat 1, 2, 3. That's all I got to say. Like you said, let's let our talk, wait for the ring. And Craven in the comments, the real Craven, you said, what about me, GP? Now, I remember on our special Christmas podcast, I challenged you to come to IMF, and I would whip your ass and keep this belt too. So, what about you? Well, get a hold of management and come up and so I can beat that ass too. But I'll see you guys on January 20th when I walk in world champ and I walk out world champ. And if you think anything different, then you are stupid. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like echoing the words of another foundation member who's a rock star, Sean Jovi. It has been some night for the ages, and Ethan says congratulations to the IMF. It's technically not a Hall of Fame. They got their own day, but I'm sure they'll get in very soon, the company as a whole. But until then, you want to one more time, IMF's YouTube page, Facebook page, get in touch with them. We've certainly shown our support tonight. You need to do the same. This is going to be one show for the ages. These are the guys, the locker room, the backstage, the agents, the creative, the management, the ownership. They're the ones that made this opportunity possible to get themselves in a historic 400-seat venue. And for only $10, you can go out there and have the time of your life. And that also concludes with the main event for the IMF World Heavyweight Championship, Soldier GP. Mr. Josiah, Mr. Ultra, Mr. Rage. We'll see if they can create their own story and their own inauguration. Gentlemen, I wish you all the best. I wish you a lot of luck. I'm really looking forward to watching the show and recapping it after the 20th of January. And be safe out there if you're on the roads out there in the polar vortex, whatever it might be. And Mr. Josiah, I know we'll be speaking a little bit about you Tuesday night with Mr. Good. And until then, gentlemen, thank you so much. It's been an absolute honor to cover the entire card from top to bottom. I hope that the people of Sportswire Radio and fans of the IMF and where all wrestling matters for all the wrestling fans that like the platform and the company here enjoyed this as much as we did. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard from a slew of stars here for the IMF's upcoming show, New Year's Vengeance. For one more time, you can get more information here on their Facebook and YouTube pages. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice of all wrestling, where all wrestling matters. I'll be back here with a slew of shows tomorrow night, getting you ready for Resurrection Wrestling's show Lockdown this coming Saturday, also to take place, but at a different time, different states. So maybe if you want to watch both shows, you can actually do that. So maybe you can find a way. I guess since there's a time difference, you can actually watch one show and then watch the other one. So I would say go do that. But that'll be with Steven Silvestri, Wrestling's Greatest Referee, 11 o'clock Eastern time. But until then, we were joined by a slew of stars. If you're on sportswireradio.org, our internet radio station, you're going back to your regularly scheduled programming. If you're on YouTube and Twitter, give us a follow anytime. Subscribe to our channel and our great shows. But until then, thank you so much to the IMF for giving us this historic opportunity. It's the IMF that made this possible, and they put themselves, no one else, into that 400-seat venue. So thank you so much. But until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, on the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio.